Hi, you guys. How's it going? Happy Tuesday. Happy day 2 in energy building basics. Whoop, whoop. So exciting. Let me just do a quick check. All right. Perfect. And now I have to invite the people that wanted a tag. Whoops. Whoops. I might have to look over here for comments. Let me see. If you're watching the replay, tell me. Replay, love, and you can skip ahead in this part. I'm just giving you guys a second to hop on and making sure I let the people know that wanted tagged. Well, good morning, Bristol. Okay, I might have to, oh yay, okay, good. I am seeing comments on one device. It's so much easier and amazing. Thank you, universe, when it works on one device. Good morning, how's it going? How's it going, Callie girl? All right, so let's get started. Day 2 in energy building basics. I'm Amanda, your intuitive nutrition and energy coach, and I help you eat more intuitively and eat for energy so that you don't have to give a second thought to food, and so that you can use that energy to build a life that you love. I also explore the emotional and spiritual sides of nourishment, all of the ramifications of nourishing ourselves to the fullest. It's a lovely thing. And so we are in this series, Energy Building Basics, a quick tip a day about, there's plenty of things that we, hey Paula, there's plenty of things that, and things, substances, things we take in. Hey Cherie, how are you guys? Let me know you're here. Give me a hello if you're watching the replay. Thanks for watching. Give me a hello. So there's plenty of things that we, and substances that we take in every day that drain us. But what I want to do is, instead of focusing on the things that drain us that we're trying to get rid of, is focus on the everyday things that give us energy, right? So we're just moving our focus, because oftentimes when we do a detox, hey, good morning, how's it going? Oftentimes when we do a detox, or like a sugar detox, we're so focused on sugar that's like all that's running in our head, and it makes it, and so we're drawn to it, right? Whereas, because if, it's that whole thing of don't think about the blue elephant in the room, all you're going to think about is the blue elephant in the room, right? So people are asking me, well, I always, I can't even get through 2 days or a week of no sugar. How do you do it? What's the first step? There's a lot of ways to do it, and there's a lot of information, and what I mean by a lot of ways is there's step-by-step in the Releasing Sugar Experiment, my 30-day program to release sugar and kick candida to the curb. That's only $66. It's a great New Year intro to upping your health game. But what we're going to talk about today is just one of those things, and like I said, moving our focus from what not to do to what to do. What are those habits we want to build? What do we want to focus on? How are we going to sustain change? Really simple things that we know, but we don't realize how they affect what we're trying not to do, and how often are we actually doing them or noticing them in our lives. So the value is to actually do it again and again with consistency, not talk about doing it, not knowing how good it is for us. The value is in the experience of trying it, of doing it. I'm someone who loves to help people get in their bodies, in this physical experience that we have. because one of the things I see so often among clients and people I help is us living in our minds. And I do this too. I think because I know something or I logically understand it, that I don't have to go do it. I don't have to feel it. I don't have to experience it because I get it. Makes sense. But the value comes in actually doing and experiencing it and trying. And then something might not work and we get redirected, but the action causes the clarity. So, voila, that's my little soapbox. Hey, good morning. Cherie says 66 is a steal of a deal with all the info in that course. Awesome. Cherie's going through it right now, and she is absolutely right. It is a steal of a deal. I've been led to make a couple of my intro programs really affordable and under $100 for you guys, and the Releasing Sugar experiment has helped so many people. I'll come back around to that at the end, but I want to talk first about tip 2. And Bristol says, thank you for the shopping tips yesterday. I got some great stuff. Now I just have to figure out what to do with an eggplant and a spaghetti squash. Awesome. There are totally both of those recipes in our group, if not on this Heisman Health page. But I still have on my list of things to do today, I still have to post some more salad dressings for you, so I will get to that. Eggplant and spaghetti squash. Oh, I love spaghetti squash. I just posted a spaghetti squash recipe, and eggplant was something I got on the regular from when I worked back at the Fruitful Field, which is an urban organic garden, so it was my CSA, and I have a lot of ideas there as well. And Bristol is giving us a great intro to today's topic, which is vegetables, which is eating our vegetables. So it sounds so basic and so, just kind of like in the background noise almost, because we all know to do it. But are we actually keeping track? Are we actually noticing how many servings of vegetables we're getting? Are we actually noticing how it's affecting our body? Are we thinking strategically about how to get more vegetables in a meal, and things like that? So the rule out there is 5 to 7 servings of fruits and vegetables. And I can talk about fruits all day long. They're amazing for you too, and I do not want to vilify them. I just find on the regular, in fact, I want you to have fruits as well. I just find on the regular that most people have more trouble eating adequate vegetables than adequate fruit. So that's why I'm focusing on it like this right now. So vegetables are like one of the most, they're the number one most missing thing in American diets, especially green ones, especially leafy green ones. So all vegetables are good. We're going to talk about all of those. But think about the plant coming out of the ground, or some are root vegetables, they grow in the ground. But they have a life force energy. They have chlorophyll. They have life force energy running through them. And of all of the things you buy, they were probably living the most recently. You know what I mean? Like they could, especially if you got them harvested like from a garden or a farmer's market in the past day or couple days, they could still have that life force energy running through them. So as opposed to something you buy in a box that it's hard to even track all the ingredients back, let alone how long ago it was alive. So you are getting that life force energy from the sun, from the earth, when you take that in. And vegetables in general just have tons of fiber, micronutrients. The nutrient spectrum is off the charts. Vitamins. Most vegetables have a lot of A, C, K, things that we really need to do everything that we do. And so vegetables purify our blood. They improve our digestion. They strengthen our immune system. They prevent disease. They improve circulation. And they promote a healthy intestinal flora, so that good bacteria within your gut. You know, we've been talking about health, gut health and the microbiome a lot lately. They improve organ function, especially liver, gallbladder, kidney, those three. And they help, getting adequate vegetables helps clear congestion and mucus, because you're making you're making less of it. So it also promotes like green especially promotes a subtle, flexible energy. We talked about this yesterday with water, like going with the flow. Vegetables help with that too, because most vegetables have a high water content and they're very hydrating. Vegetables give me this feeling of like, I'm alive and I know it, right? Like, I'm healthy and I know it. Like, you just feel good. I know a lot of folks when they make the switch from like sugar or caffeine, like coffee, when this becomes your coffee sort of thing, who say it's like that healthy addiction now, right? You have a sustainable energy over the course of the whole day rather than these quick pick-me-ups and drops and pick-me-ups and drops. And that has a lot to do with how you are flooding your body with nutrients when you have adequate vegetables. So any questions, comment. I'm going to talk about ways to get more vegetables and creative ways to do that, because I hear that a lot too, right? Like, I don't like vegetables, or I just don't really even think about it. I didn't grow up with them, so it's just not in my awareness. So how can I get more vegetables? Because 5 to 7 servings sounds like a lot. Sheree says, I know when I was completely healthy in my eating, I never needed coffee. Yeah. You have that sustainable energy from your life force, vegetables. May the force be with you. Okay, so a little punchy this morning. I got some fresh basil and dill. Woo! I don't know what to do with dill, but it looks pretty good. I never knew dill was green. Yeah, dill, like if you ever see that dill dip, I grew up with my folks giving us like veggie trays and the dill dip to dip it in. So it's like those little tiny, not feathery, yeah. Dill's great, and it is in, I want to say that it's an option in the kale salad that I posted the other day. But it's a great seasoning. You can use it in a lot of things. In a dip or a dressing even. You can throw it in one of your dressings that you're going to make. I love veggies, but I don't get that many servings a day. Hi, Nadine. How you doing? We're talking vegetables. Okay, so let me settle down here. I'm so excited. So if you're someone who maybe doesn't get, like, is kind of new to veggies, or, you know, you just, like, you force yourself to have 1 or 2 servings a day, but it's tough sort of thing. It's a struggle. Let's talk about easy ways to get more vegetables. So just making a salad is a great way to start, and having it at the beginning of the meal rather than at the end is going to help make things more absorbable. So starting with the vegetables, a salad or just vegetable sticks if you're not a salad person, right? So carrot sticks, pepper sticks, cucumbers, and if you want to make, like, if you have a hummus or something easy to dip, that's an easy way. And I will do that all the time if I'm like late to make dinner and I'm hungry and I don't want to like reach for something not so great for me. I use those, like, I start every meal with vegetables anyways, raw vegetables, and then I have some more cooked ones with the body of the meal, with the more entree portion. But I'll start with like a salad, or I'll start with veggie sticks, and that's my trick for if I'm late cooking dinner too, I'll start eating it. And that kind of fudges the intuitive eating part of don't do anything else while you eat, but it saves me from being tempted by other things. So, and a salad, just putting together anything that you like. If you don't like salads, come get some recipes from me, because there are so many delicious salads out there that we can make with vegetables that we like and dressings that we like that are clean, that don't have a bunch of chemicals in them. So salads is a good way. I'm going to keep talking about green drinks like green juices and green smoothies. So there's you guys know the difference between juices and smoothies, I think, right? The juice is just the juice. There's no the fiber of the vegetable gets separated. This is a smoothie where everything is blended up together. So the difference between in a blender or in a juicer. This is a smoothie. So a little more filling because you get that fiber. Juice can be a good option when it's like a nutrient shot right to the brain, to the system, right? And smoothie is a little more filling, a little more like a meal almost. But you know, like a lettuce, like a dark green, like a spinach, like a lighter green, like a celery or cucumber, lemon, apple, banana. The lemon and the banana, the lemon goes and cuts the green grassy taste, and then the banana sweetens on top of it. You can do berries instead of banana or pineapple. Like, you can vary according to what you like. And in the salads, you can just start with things that resonate with you, like lettuce, spring mix, you know, things that are accessible, spinach and that you like, and things like that. Another easy way is soups. So this is a great way to get squashes, sweet potatoes. Like, you can make squashy soups, you can make vegetable soups. Sheree says, I think one of my issues is knowing how much is considered a serving. Yeah, so that's the great thing about smoothies. You're getting, if you're having 16 to 20 ounces like this, you're getting 2 to 3 servings right there in the morning. So that knocks out 2 right away and makes the rest a lot easier, right? So if I have, even if I do poorly the rest of the day, at least I got that many in. But if you have like 1 at lunch and 2 at dinner or something, then you've got 5, right? Can I count? Maybe 5. So that's a great place to start. And so soups. Bristol loves soups. Sheree's having a smoothie right now. Bristol loves soups. So I love soups too. Soups and one-pot meals, like using the rice cooker or something to just cook up like brown rice and a bunch of vegetables. Or a lot of times I'll make a really simple saute where I just saute some of my favorite vegetables. I start with onions and mushrooms and then go with whatever I got, whether that's pepper. The problem with soups is they usually have too much salt. Not if you are making it. You can add as much salt or as little salt as you want. The problem with canned soups is they usually have a lot of salt and maybe some other preservatives that we don't like so much. Sometimes there's some organic versions that can be pretty moderate there and have some decent ingredients. So sometimes like the boxed ones, if you get organic soups. Otherwise, it's really easy. I make usually a one-pot meal each week and a soup each week and eat from them, 3-4 times before they're done so. So that's an easy way. Oh, the sautés is another easy way. So like I said, in the one pot, in the pressure cooker, in the rice cooker, or I didn't have a rice cooker for a really long time, so I just made quinoa or the brown rice separate, and then sautéed up a bunch of vegetables and put them on top like a little, like a little Buddha bowl. So whatever vegetables work for you. When I was getting squashes a lot, sorry, the sun just came out. When I was getting squashes a lot, like yellow, like zucchini and yellow squashes, when those were in season, just little wheels, little circles, and saute those in some olive oil, salt and pepper, sea salt and pepper, or if you have butter, if you're a butter eater, butter and sea salt and pepper, and put those over quinoa. That's really easy. So there's some ways. And if some of these more, if you are good with some of these vegetables that are very accessible, if you have these sorts of vegetables on the regular in your smoothies and in your salads, and you're familiar with lettuce and spinach and stuff like that, then you can try different garden greens and you can try something you've never had. So the challenge here is to, if you're not getting that 5 to 7, let's just get one more serving a day, right? Let's just get one more serving a day of vegetables, and let's try a new vegetable. Let's try something different. So arugula or collards or bitter mustard greens, I'll come back to those. Bitter mustard greens, Swiss chard, different things like that, Tokyo bakana, bok choy, like maybe things you don't think of. And the wonderful thing about the repetition, the doing this over and over again, is that your palate will change. You will actually start to crave vegetables. And not only that, but if you start to get, you know, kind of an intermediate step of getting more bitter greens, bitter vegetables in your life, like arugula, like bitter mustard greens, red mustard greens, these will actually change your, so in the US, we're really accustomed to salt and sweet, right? And so when we get some bitter, it actually balances your palate. And that will cause sugar cravings to lessen, because your run-of-the-mill sugar craving is a nutrient deficiency, and vegetables are chock full of nutrients for one, but then for two, you're balancing your palate. So it's really cool. Carissa's here, and ghee is good too. It sure is. Ghee is clarified butter. My friends from India use it a lot, and it's available at Trader Joe's and all over the place. Ghee is great. Problem with, oh, I read that, sorry guys. Is quinoa a vegetable? No. Quinoa, I'm just talking about how I make it into a meal by putting it over quinoa. Quinoa is a pseudo grain. It's considered a whole grain. Technically it's a seed, but quinoa is we call it a whole grain, but it's also, quinoa is so great, I could do a whole thing on this, and I have, it's also a complete protein. So if you're having if you are working on getting less animal protein in your life, quinoa can be both your whole grain and your protein in one meal. So like last night, I'll probably post this picture soon, I had a salad, and then I had a little thing of Brussels sprouts, sweet potato, and quinoa. And usually I have all sorts of spices, but my dad is working on being really pure, like no spices, and it's a mode of eating that he's doing, which is good for him. But so I cooked without anything and then added just a little salt later. Root veggies are great for being grounded. Sweet potatoes and other turnips. I love turnips. La 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 la. I got some quinoa to try too. Awesome, Bristol. Yay! I'm so proud. I think it's really, there's not much, at least in my opinion, I don't feel like quinoa has much taste. It kind of takes on the taste of whatever I serve with it. So, what questions, and here's something to think about, is whatever you're making, just add a vegetable. Just have a vegetable beforehand, have a salad beforehand, have veggie sticks beforehand, you know, have some cucumber slices, and then just add a vegetable with whatever you're making. So even if you're having, like, for lack of a better word, cheat day, you're having like pizza or spaghetti or whatever you're having, add a vegetable. So like, I'll just like put spinach on top of my pizza, or saute onions and mushrooms to put on top of it, or like spaghetti if you know you're gonna have like refined grain pasta, you can add, like, you can take a spaghetti squash and cook it and do half and half. Like, you can add some vegetables in that way. Does that make sense, you guys? Let me know. What are ways that you eat your vegetables? Comment below. You can steam things in at the end of, like, you can even steam in, like, so So with one pot meals, carrots and things like that need cooked, those go right in with like the rice and the beans or whatever you're making. But you can kind of steam in leafy greens at the end of like soups and one pot meals, because they don't need a lot of cooking. They'll lose nutrients if you like cook them to death. Steam them. Arugula on your pizza is yummy. Yes, it is. There you go, Cherie. And arugula is in that category of bitter greens. It has more of a bitter taste. It's like the most known bitter green. We use arugula pretty often, right? And that's a good one. If you're not familiar with bitter greens, that's a good way to start, because it'll help start changing your palate. I just made broccoli and Brussels sprouts omelet last night for dinner. What? See what I mean? She's putting the greens in the omelet. I love zucchini with some soy sauce, but now I use tamari. Yay! Simple, quick, simple shifts. One shift at a time, baby steps. I love it. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome possum. So how can you try one new vegetable, or how can you get one more serving of vegetables today? Yeah, guys, sautés, soups, salads, veggie sticks, smoothies, juices. Cheers to you, to vegetables and all that they do for us in our lives. You know, I just spoke with someone whose skin cleared up when she started eating vegetables and things like, you know, and this is really, really easy for folks who are busy and on the go. And once you kind of get in the habit of getting enough, you won't want to feel the way you used to feel. You'll start craving it, and it gives you that sort of energy. Like I said, I'm alive and I know it, tapping into your full potential through using vegetables. I added cauliflower mash to my eggs with arugula for breakfast. Bam! Look at you, Carissa. Cauli mash was from dinner last night. So Carissa is doing a perfect example of a page out of our meal prep magic, which is cook once, eat thrice, eat twice or thrice or 4 times even, from one cooking effort. And so I've never done the cauli mash in my breakfast, but things I do are like use leftover quinoa for porridge the next morning. This is awesome. I love seeing that, Carissa. I love seeing how you got more vegetables in. There's all sorts of ways to like puree cauliflower or other things and work them in. My mom used to hide so many vegetables in our pancake batter. It was ridiculous. I didn't know what real white fluffy pancakes were until I went and visited my friends, you know, until we had like sleepovers at our friends and their moms cooked these white fluffy pancakes. I was like, what are those? She was always like putting spinach and sweet potato and sunflower seeds and other pureed vegetables in our pancake batter. I think it took till my brother's the third of the 4 of us, and I think it took till him to really say, what the heck is this? Carissa makes some awesome and yummy dishes she'll have to start sharing in the group. Yes, please do, Carissa. Please do. All right, you guys, I am going to love and leave you now. But definitely share, you know, you can share pictures in here, questions. If I went too fast for you and you need a recipe to follow or something with a little more guidance, let me know. But this has been tip 2 in energy building basics that we're doing this week. We've talked about the releasing sugar experiment. The releasing sugar experiment is, like I said, 30 days to release sugar addiction and kick candida to the curb. It's only $66. I will drop that link in the comments below. But that's the kind of thing where you start feeling mental clarity, brain fog goes away, energy stabilizes and is consistent. Sugar addiction is like a thing of the past. You know, it no longer feels like food cravings control you, but you control them. You're in touch with them, you know what they mean. And you can make decisions from there. It's not this super emotional thing. I know when I was addicted to sugar in the past, I couldn't have like one little taste, or I would like free fall and have to work myself out of it. Like now I can have a taste of a cookie or chocolate bar or something, and I'm not like, I don't have to eat the whole bag. You know what I mean? So that's the releasing sugar experiment. January 29th also, we're starting a holistic cleanse. That's a mind, body, and spirit cleanse. This is something I've created. The women who've gone through it in the past have loved it, have really gotten a lot out of it, and I will drop that link below as well. It's very veggie centric. It's all about a reset, like a body reset, mind reset, spirit reset. Cherie's added veggies to cake. That's awesome. I love that. Like carrot cake, but yeah, I've snuck them into like my raw desserts that are like raw. I love that you've worked them into cake. That's awesome. So excited to do this with you. I'm excited too, Cherie. I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for all of us. Okay. So detox starts January 29th. The cleansing experience, the holistic detox, and it addresses the emotions that inevitably come up with a physical cleanse. I'm going to be talking more about that over the next week, but mark your calendars. Hey, Nicole, you'll have to go back and watch the beginning. I'm just jumping off, but I'll be in the group later on, you guys. I love you all. Have a great day. Get your vegetables in. Tell me how you're getting your vegetables in. Tell me what new one you're going to try and how many servings you had today. All right. Love you.